You are listening to Food for Worms, the original true grime podcast.
I also got a glass of wine, but this is the last of the wine.
See, I was right. I saw his
So
wine.
he was drinking. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So you wait, no, before we, so you're drinking wine and tequila over there? What the fuck?
He needs something to chase his tequila with.
What the fuck?
Hey man, it's
What?
like eating grapes in Mexico.
It's not like eating grapes. I haven't been, so I'll shut the fuck up. That's still wild.
You haven't been eating grapes or in Mexico?
It's
I-
like eating grapes and being in Mexico.
Is it? All right.
You
well,
don't know what that is?
I don't know. Is that a euphemism for something, Bird?
Yup. And then I got like Jay Belvin in my headphones.
She says, "Yup."
Yo, should I put my phone on Do Not Disturb?
Yes, sir.
No, you should leave it on.
You leave it on
I don't
so
know.
that he can hear stuff? I mean, unless you know of anybody that needs to get a hold of you like ASAP, then it doesn't matter. I guess
Your
I'm not trying to
wife.
tell you what to do.
Yeah.
You
I don't
trying to
know.
manage the tour, Sam?
Yeah.
Sam, are you
I
the
mean-
tour manager?
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the ropes. I'm
In-
getting a hang of it.
In
but
terms of audio,
no, I
Sam is
know
the tour
nothing.
Manager. He's the Cat's Van Bags of audio.
Okay.
in this situation,
Yes.
Cats Van Bags.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Hey, Bird, do you want to tell me what Cat's Van Bags means?
Yeah, I want to know
No,
Cats
man.
Van Bags.
I can't comment on that shit.
Okay, he
Oh,
can't
okay,
comment.
okay.
So
Oh,
leave it
no
alone.
comment. Okay, word.
Anyway, welcome everybody to Food for Worms. I am one of your hosts, Darien,
And my name is Sam.
and today we're sitting with the big homie, the illustrious homie, the White Knight, the
Wait. Did you just say White Knight?
the pit bull whisperer,
Oh my god.
the avian friend, Big Bird, Big J.
Wait,
Bird.
did you say the Aryan friend?
No,
No.
I said the avian friend. Oh my
Avian.
god.
He's
Yeah,
talking.
man,
He's
you
talking.
like White Knight and Aryan me and shit. This is off to a good start,
This is
Darren.
off to an awful start. Oh my god! Anyway, everybody, we have the wonderful Jay Bird on the episode today. We do a little golf clap. Thank you so much. The sounds of flesh slapping.
Hello,
together.
friend. Hello, friend. Welcome.
Hi. How was your day?
Oh, hello, fellas. Hello, Darien.
Hi. How many times have we spoke today, Bird?
4
Yeah.
4 times today.
4 times.
A little
It's
bit
always-
down for Thursday.
Yeah, it's usually average around 6 times. It'd be like right away in the morning, like 9 a.m. hits. It's like ring, ring. I'm like, what up? And then we just get into
Well,
it.
at least I'm not the only one like blowing you up a few times a day.
I talk to both of you motherfuckers more than my mom.
Damn,
There's
I
nothing
talk to
wrong
you
with
more than
that.
my mom too.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
I don't know.
Yeah, man, I don't know, Darien.
No, it's tight and it's good. I expect it at this point. Sam calls me when he's like out delivering and shit. So I'll be like, I will wake up at 8:30. This motherfucker hits him at 8:35. He's like, hey, call me when you got a minute. And then
No, call me when you're up at
Call me-
11 or whatever.
yeah, I'm up at 8, but I'm
No,
actually
I
up,
know.
but I'm up at 11 or 10. I should be okay. I'm telling on myself. I'm
Oh
up
wait,
at
when I call
8,
you at
man.
11, you're still sleeping?
He
No.
goes on autopilot.
Oh man, I don't know, Darien.
Not even kind of, man. No, I'm doing my best.
D, we're getting you in trouble with your day job right now.
Yeah,
So.
fuck. Not again. Y'all are pretty cool.
Jay Bird, I wanted to ask you where the Jay Bird came from because you got
man.
the little Snoop Dogg,
Yeah,
but
Snoop's hanging out.
you go as DJ Bird, correct?
I
Or
had,
you like when you were DJing, you went as DJ Bird.
yeah,
Yeah.
I did. I mean, man, I've had various DJ names over the years. My first DJ name was really Tretch JC, but then,
Okay.
yeah, but that came out of like, going into like your hip hop dictionary and like everyone's using Def and Fresh, but no one was using Tretch, and Treacherous 3 was my shit.
Mm.
So I
Hell
went by
yeah.
Tretch JC, but then Naughty by Nature came out with Tretch, so I was like, yeah, I can't do that no more. And Jaybird was more of like a real street like nickname, like that's what people called me. So then I just flipped it into DJ Bird and went by that.
Because I googled Jay Bird to like figure out some shit about you, and all that
Jay
came up.
Burt.
Jay Bird.
That's what my daughter's friend calls me. She calls me Bert. She really thinks my name is Bert
Amazing.
because nobody calls me Jason, man. My wife calls me Bird. My kid
Yeah.
calls me Bird.
Bert,
My mom calls me Bird.
you've introduced yourself as Jason before to somebody, and I was like, "Excuse me."
Well, and that's why I googled Jay Bird, and all that came up was a joint that gets you as high as a flying bird.
Amazing.
That's all that it said. So
Damn, my Google shit is down. Damn.
He's typing in his own shit for real.
No, tonight we're gonna make a Wikipedia page for Jay Bird.
Yeah.
Shit.
But wait, what were you asking me about Jay Bird?
Oh, I was just asking where the name came from, and then like I've heard of DJ Bird, and that's where like I've heard of like you know hopping up and like playing some or like doing some shows. But now you say there's multiple DJ names you've had, but I guess I was just wondering where Jay Bird came from, and you said it was people just had that as your nickname. Oh, well,
yeah.
But like
you don't have to.
I mean, it's kind of like there's a few funny things about it. There was multiple things about it, but one story when I was like, I don't know, man, I was probably around my kid's age. Now I was probably like 9 or 10, and we were out breaking windows and shit, and like throwing rocks and breaking windows and smashing bottles, and somehow I got caught. And I ended up in the police car. And the police car was like, this guy's like, hey, I'm going to drive you through your neighborhood to make it look like you're telling on everybody because you won't tell me who did it. And I'm like, I'm not going to tell you who did it. And so he's rolled up by my friend's house, and they were all out on the porch looking at me. And they all said, started laughing and called me Jaybird. So it kind of like started there, I think, as far as my memory goes back.
Right.
But shit, before that, I was called Cookie and shit just because my last name was Cook. But I never really stuck, man. I don't like Cookie Monster shit was like,
Amazing.
Yeah, I like Jaybird because I had a lunch lady named Cookie, I think. So that's all I would think of.
That was my grandfather's nickname, so I wasn't really mad at it. All my grandfather's homies called him Cookie, so it was like,
oh, okay.
I kind of took it with a bit of respect, but it was more my grandfather than me. You know?
Yeah.
Well, I'm learning a lot about. Thank you for asking that question, Sam, because that's news to me, man.
Yeah, don't be scared. You can ask questions, dude.
Whatever, motherfucker.
Bird like that one. I'm just giving you shit. I'm already learning more about Bird than you know.
Oh wow.
No, I'm fully joking. Shut up.
I know I told that story to Darien drunk in Boston at South by Southwest one night. He just don't remember because we had been drinking all day, drinking at day parties into the night.
Yep. Yeah, that's what South by Southwest is. It's like it's productive.
You did ask me the next day, like, yo, were you telling me some crazy story about a police car in Jaybird? I'm like, dude, you were fucked up. I don't know what you're talking about.
And I feel like I know my mentor a lot more better now. That's good. It also shows that like Bird ain't no snitch. He didn't say shit to the cops. He's like, nah. He's like, I'm not saying anything. Yeah.
Well, that's why it's got to be, even at as a 10-year-old kid, you know.
Hey man, when they pulled me down for graffiti and they were trying to get me to tell on people, and they put me and my guy in other rooms, they had nothing on me because the kid that snitched on me told them that my name was Jaybird, and I never wrote Jaybird in any graffiti shit. I had a different name, so like there was no Jaybird shit spray painted anywhere.
So you could just be like, "Who the fuck's that?"
Yeah. But it's crazy that like I was like probably 14 at the oldest, and they held me at that police station for hours without letting me call nobody.
That's one of the things that I appreciate about the street art scene. The very, I know a few folks, but I just know that it's like you either know their graph name, or you know the real name. You rarely know both, and if you do know both, shut the fuck up.
Yep.
So yeah, man.
Well, I mean, if I go by Jaybird all this time in the industry, and then I really fuck up, like I lost Darien at Coachella or some shit.
Yeah, it'd be that.
I could come back and use my real name, and people won't know that was me. A lot of people won't realize it. So I can go back and then use my real name. That's like, when you become an adult and you're like, I'm not Pete, I'm fucking Peter.
Yeah.
So like I'll go from like Jaybird to Jason.
Real
Not
quick.
just Jason, but
Real
I'm gonna be Jason Edward Cook to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
But that's my new shit.
Oh my
I don't
God.
know who Jaybird is.
Yeah. Who the fuck is that?
That's done now.
Yeah.
And now Bird's gonna be tagging Jason Edward Cook on
I would
shit.
just tag my real name and people wouldn't even know.
Yeah. No, that's fucking great.
I've had people ask me how to get a hold of Jason Cook at Rhymesayers.
Amazing.
That's gotta be a
And
good
that shit
feeling
is
though.
hilarious because I'm like, who the fuck is that, man? What are you trying to get a hold of him for? It's my fucking intern.
I fired him a while ago.
Yeah, is he out acting like he's me? Son of a bitch. No, hey, I didn't have the same sense, man. Like in high school, I was able to get this Coheed and Cambria tattoo really, really early because of mischief shit and mystery. But I just remember going to school one day under certain circumstances I'm not getting it into, and I remember like just taking like an erasable marker, like a magic marker, something like that. And I remember like just drawing the symbol on some shit. Forgot that I did it entirely, and then I get called down to the office, and just the dude was like, "You did this
because you had the tattoo."
Because I had the tattoo, and I was just like, I was like, yeah, sorry, bud. I didn't have the same sense back then. It was a dumb thing. I just wanted to. I wanted to share because I was feeling a little lonely. I'm sorry.
So you tagged Coheed and Cam? You put that? You was tagging their shit up, like throwing the band name up?
No,
your graffiti name was Coheed?
No, my graffiti name was the Keywork emblem from their little band, and then me being the one person in the school that has a tattoo that is this fucking logo or emblem.
Hey, what year was that?
That was 2005.
That was
2006.
Yeah.
I just remember being like, after it happened, I got caught. I was like, oh, that was dumb.
Yeah, that's why at that time all I had was the tattoo of Minnesota. So me along with like 3 other people had Minnesota too. So like they can't identify me as anything by a tattoo.
Yeah, tattoo. Yeah, Minnesota tattoo.
Hey Darien.
Hey Bird.
My fucking dog is headbutting the door. I'm gonna feed my dog real quick.
Okay.
This is where y'all like play some intermission shit.
Yeah, Bird's push is on intermission real quick.
Yeah, man. Bird knows what's up. He listens.
We'll be right back. Franny, please be chill. So we've been wanting to have some conversations about some firsts. One in particular is everybody's first concert. Bird, you are on a different level in terms of live music and experiences as a whole. So I want to ask you, what was your first concert?
First official concert that I remember.
That's important to specify.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like a period where I know I probably saw like REO Speedwagon or something at a county fair, but like my first concert I officially would say would be Fresh Fest, which was like June 15th or 16th, 1985, at UIC Pavilion in Chicago. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 opened up
the show.
Yeah, Fat Boys, Houdini, Run DMC were on it. I think someone else, LL, may have been on it, but I mix up a few of them together. And that night single-handedly changed my life. Like seeing Jam Master Jay DJ, I was like in a part of my life where I was just fucking up trying to figure out what to do and hustle different shit. And I was like, nah, I'm going to be a DJ. This is what I'm going to do.
Hell yeah.
And it like literally changed my night. And it's like, it was crazy because it's like this shit was in Chicago, like different gangs from all different sides of the city, all there. It felt like every graffiti writer in the city was there.
Mm-hmm. And
it was just, it just blew my mind, man. Like I got a picture of it somewhere here of Grandmaster Flash on stage.
Nice.
because I was in the front row. I like literally, my mom drove us to this shit, and then we just ditched my mom. It was me and one friend. We left my mom. I don't even know how we found her because we didn't have phones and shit. I think we knew what section she was in, and it was like, oh, hey, there's my mom. You know? And she was just sitting there. And I remember she told me, man, she goes, Jason, I think I'm really high because everyone keeps smoking weed around me. And I was like 15 and I was probably high. And it was just like, but it was just unbelievable. And like, it really set my path in life. Like being a DJ, like that was the first inklings of hitting my mind of doing a festival, you know, and really paying attention to behind the scenes shit. You know, like I still am convinced 100% that night when I was outside going in, I saw a dude in like a coat and a Kango arguing with the dude. So years later, I'm like, that shit was Russell Simmons arguing with the promoter.
Oh,
like,
damn.
And I'm like, damn, I'm you know, I can't be 100% sure, but later when I saw photos of what Russell Simmons looked like and the video for the Freaks Come Out at Night from Houdini, like I think that was Russell Simmons arguing with the promoter about some money. That's what I'm gonna believe.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, if Run DMC and LL Cool J were there, I mean, there's a good possibility that he was definitely
somewhere in the vicinity.
Yeah. And it's crazy because like that show was booked by Kara Lewis, who I work with booking stuff on Soundset years later. You know, so it's like it's just crazy to think about full circle stuff and you know.
Well, and did stuff like that inspire you? Because you're one of the founders of Soundset Festival in the Twin Cities, correct? Did that kind of like inspire? Like,
yeah, I mean,
festivals like that inspire that type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, the thing was that a lot of things inspired it, but that was the beginning. That was the thing that put it in my head. And when I first moved to Minneapolis to work with Rhymesayers, like, you know, in 2000 or somewhere around there, even before that, when I was booking Atmosphere and Idea, I had the idea with Sadiq to do this. I toured till 2005, and then it took, you know, a couple years to get it together where I wasn't on the road all the time to be able to do it. But it was like an idea. Soundset was the original live side of Rhymesayers, so the name derived from that, came from there. And Jordan actually came up with the name. We were coming up with all kinds of stupid ass names for weeks of what to call it. And then one day Jordan was like, "Dude, why don't you guys just call this shit Soundset?" And everyone was like, "Yup, yeah, that totally makes sense. Like, let's call it Soundset," you know. But you know, the idea of doing this live thing, like, I mean, it started with Fresh Fest, but like doing Warped Tour and working with Kevin Lyman and seeing different things to how they did stuff. Some of it came from there. You know, like just it was just always an idea, you know, right. And it was an idea to like not just do Rhymesayers, not just do the hottest rap shit, but like from all different parts of the like genre, you know. So like not just booking like say Travis Scott, but then let's book Jazzy Jeff, you know, like let's book Spinderella, let's bring Ice-T back, you know, because like showing all the different, you know, like with rock, man, you know, like these older bands like the fucking Eagles or whoever can go out and tour, and this fan base supports them, sells out arenas, they stay rich, they stay comfortable. And then rap groups, man, when they get old, like people are like, yeah, on to the next shit, you know. So it's like there is a thing like, hey, this wouldn't be here if it wasn't for these guys. Like if there, you know, Run DMC didn't do this shit or Public Enemy didn't do this shit, who knows where some of these rappers nowadays would be. So it was like bringing all different sides of it together, you know, and all different stuff from way back, stuff from new, from all over the place, independent. Like it just, you know, a whole different vibe, you know, if that makes any sense.
Hell yeah. And like you were saying, you know, rock bands can, you know, they've been playing for 50 years. They can come out and just still sell arenas. People aren't seeing, you know, some rap groups as or like coming out to see them just because they're older, whatever, they're into newer stuff. Do you, why do you think that there could be like a little bit of a shorter like shelf life for a rap group?
I mean, I don't know, man, but it's always been, you know, people that are younger game. Like it's always like, newer shit. But the thing that's always, I don't know if that makes sense either, but like the thing is that with rap, like some rappers had really great records like way back, and they could still, like you look at some of these new rock groups, like they're just touring off their catalog. No one cares if they had a new record out.
Yeah.
So like
Right.
when you look at some of these older artists that been around, that paved the way, that had classic albums, like Public Enemy, I mean it just means so much to me. But like how come some of the younger kids don't, or they don't want to like or even know about it? Like it was crazy. Sometimes I would book stuff that wasn't even that old, and people would be like, I would look on Facebook comments, they'd be like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, this is nuts. But then it's different. Like it's a different game. I come from a time when I just got shit on record, on vinyl. Now it's all streaming. Like there's thousands and thousands of songs that come out every week. How
Right.
do you even find that stuff? But like I don't know. I just always really felt like it was important to respect the roots of where things came from and put those people in front of younger kids. And you would see it, man. Like you would see their people's parents bring them and be like, hey, I know that you're here for Lil Nas X, but you're gonna watch Ice-T today because this was my shit when I was your age. So now you're my kid, and you see parents go through it, and you see the kids' reaction, and you get the emails. It's just, man, it's amazing because it's like it's like education in a way, but it was like also you need. It was also like it was important for me to be able to bring people to a show that influenced and inspired me and meant so much to me and my peers coming up in this game.
Fuck yeah.
And it's to me it's so, and you see all these things, and I go through all these festival buyers and stuff, and it's just like the hottest and greatest shit. But man, dude, like I want to hear this artist do this song live at Soundset with all these young kids, and then people realize they know the song, and they're like, "Oh shit, that's who made that."
Yeah.
They think it's someone else because someone else sampled it or some shit. I mean, honestly, it's just sometimes you just be shocked, man. I mean, I bring up Ice-T. When we booked it, I remember a comment being like, "Why the fuck y'all booked this dude that plays a cop on TV?" Like they didn't have any idea that he was a rapper or that he was the lead vocalist in Body Count. Like they just thought he plays a cop on TV.
Yeah.
And no idea that he did all these other songs that he did 6 in and like this whole other career before acting,
Yeah, man.
So yeah.
Ice-T. I don't watch Law and Order SVU that much, but whenever there was a John Mulaney bit.
Yeah, I was just gonna say all I know is the John Mulaney bit about Ice-T.
But it's funny because I remember seeing him sometimes be like, "Yeah, Ice, yeah, you get it, you get it." That whole thing. Oh man, yeah, getting Ice-T there. That was really fun. That was one of the things I always appreciated about Soundset, even like going to it the very first time back in 2010 was my first Soundset. I always remember seeing it, being like, "Oh, that'd be a really cool concert festival to go to." Because I ain't, besides like going to Warped Tour and Ozfest one time, I ain't never been to a concert. I haven't been to a hip hop concert or festival like that. And then finally getting to go the one year, and just feeling the energy and just being there and just being like, because I was just like, this is fucking incredible. And then fast forward like over a couple of years, I like find myself being an intern, and I'm working at the Connect tent with Harold and them, and then finally once I started getting in with the crew and integrating and shit, and then slowly like coming up and then seeing how it works from the inside. It's just been a very beautiful experience. And like me and Bird, from like March, from like January to May, me, Bird, and then slowly but surely everyone else starts really just like dialing in on the festival and just being and then finally going nights, sleepless nights, and fucking making this shit happen. Then when it finally fucking happens and the day of show happens, it's just like the elation and just seeing all these people having like the best possible fucking time and just trying to keep it on track as best we fucking can is like one of the best fucking feelings in the world for me.
Right.
Like, bro, like it was a fucking pleasure. Just like because once it was all done, I was like, we fucking did that shit, and then we all check out emotionally for about 2 weeks, and then we come back.
Well, I mean, I can only imagine. Like, I've put together like a garage punk show or whatever where 200 people show up, but that's nothing compared to a huge, Minneapolis hip hop scene festival. And I mean, but what you guys did is impressive for all as many years as it has been going on.
Team effort, so many people to think that are like just
fuck
completely
yeah,
instrumental for it. But yeah, just like but putting on anything, just like when you have to like a million moving parts and you have to just trust people to do their thing so that the whole can happen is and then when it happens, you're like, hell yeah, this is a sexy oiled machine. Look at everybody doing their fucking thing, and it's the fucking best, man.
I just had to book the bands and get a keg. So.
Bro, wouldn't it be dope if we could just do that? It's like just book the bands and bring a keg, and it's like, yeah, tight. Now get.
I mean, it's crazy when you think about it because I mean, people when I would have conversations with other promoters about Soundset, they would be kind of blown away by how many people really worked on it. Because I mean, like we were so slim, like as far as how many people would work on it.
Yeah.
Like when we're going into announcing, I can't tell you how many times if Darien was there and Sarah Dope and Alex, and I'm like, Alex, man, I'm arguing with this agent. I need to change the billing, and like we're flipping names in the ad mat at like 2 in the morning to change to announce in the morning. And at a certain point, I'm just like, I'm done, man. If someone's gonna be mad at me tomorrow, it is what it is. But we're throwing this up tomorrow. But it was like you really felt like camaraderie, like just people being together, and like when things would go wrong, you would feel the energy of everybody banding together to work it out.
Yep.
And it really was like, I mean, team is an underestimated word for it, but it's like the crew that would work together on this under whatever circumstances to get things done. And the thing about it that's also was always different, or like with Soundset, is we came from an artist background, so it's like you really wanted the artist experience to be incredible from beginning to end. So we would do things we didn't have to do. We would provide ground transportation, we would book flights, we would put everybody in the same hotel so they could hang out. That's why like the Canterbury Hotel in Shakopee be like, you guys cannot come back. But it was like, there people will still bring up stuff to me on the road from their experience traveling the Soundset and staying in Shakopee. And like you think about all, like, who would have ever thought that much rap music and festivals would happen in Shakopee, Minnesota?
Right.
And how many people would come to me and being like, Bird, why are you booking me in Shakopee? Why you got me playing Shakopee, Minnesota? Where is that?
What's up, Minneapolis? It's like, Bird, they said it. Fuck.
but man, it's like I need to write some of this stuff down before I forget it. There's so many stories from like every year. And then every year we would have a barbecue at the house, and anybody that worked or played at Soundset was invited to come through.
Up. Yeah, man.
We would have a couple hundred people at my house, and it would just be, we'd get all the food and drinks, and everybody would just unwind and chill out.
Yep.
And it would be such a good feeling because you would have this mix of people that worked on the festival, that performed on the festival, and then just friends, family, or people that were just in town all together.
That was one of my favorite parts of the whole weekend. Like every time, like we would just be done. We'd party the night before. We'd all wake up extremely hungover, and then we'd all trek over to your spot, and then we just go in the back, and the garage is open. The back parking lot, the backyard is open, and we're just kicking. Like, the backyard's about the size of your yard.
Oh, word!
And it's just filled with people just kicking. Like kids are running around. Honestly, it's like it's that, and then the after party are the two things that I look forward to the most at the end of every year. I'm kind of like, we're all done, and then we all get to have a nice little Roseanne opening song theme of like the I just look around.
I can't play sax.
Yeah, me either. But just looking around, and I'm just seeing everyone else just taking in each other's energy. Like motherfuckers would show up, and they had to like leave on their flight in an hour, and they would just come through, stop through, and they just keep going.
That's legit though, because I mean they're coming in to probably just show their gratitude and be like, "Yo,"
or just kick in, eat, steal some food.
Well, but like, thanks guys, peace out. You know, like I mean,
good shit.
I mean, it's a huge thing just to have people like Bird was saying, like people are coming in being like, why am I coming to Shakopee? but then they realize it is something fucking rad, and you know, it's bigger than you expect. You know, or people for people that haven't experienced it. You know,
I also want to shout out to all the crew and everything that works on it because like over the years, like just from me jumping in where I was and then just kind of working in and finally just like every year my responsibilities increased. But one thing I learned by just everyone else being around us, like everyone else is really fucking effective at their jobs. Like everyone that works sound set, because you were talking about like how like everybody, you talk to people, they'd be surprised about the number of people that we have work behind the scene. And we're certainly not a skeleton crew, but everyone else I feel that works sound set is worth like 5 people.
Yeah,
like everybody can multitask and just run around do all sort of thing. And not the shit of every other festival that works out in the world. I'm sure they all do great.
You know from your experience and your crew.
Yeah,
so you know,
crew is like I'm gonna say, Kelsey is worth 10 people in terms of just getting some shit done. Lacey too. Randy Hawkins is all right. So
but I mean, man, it was crazy when you think about it. Like when it started in 2008 as a festival, those stage managers and people that were on the crew, whether it was like James Baker or Randy Hawkins, you know, like they were there all 12 years.
Yep.
You know, like, so some of the staff would just never changed, you know, and it would be so dialed in, you know, and it's like Randy Hawkins, like work with them on sound set, work with them on atmosphere, you know, it's like, we're so dialed in. We've worked with each other for so long that you just, you know, there's just an energy to it to getting it done, you know, and there's an energy to working with people and working with artists and just not just putting on a good show, but like making it really feel good, you know, and feel like you're at home, you know, like when people are on the road, like, man, I'm on the road, like you feel at home when you were there.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like just being at any other festival and like, you know, just going above and beyond is like whatever we could do, you know.
Can I say this though? I haven't gotten to see Jay Pratt in a bit, or his kids all as well, and both of his little kids. We have an ongoing beef that has lasted since they were toddlers.
Can you talk about the beef?
I mean, Jay Pratt was part of it from the beginning.
Hell yeah, good people.
And the thing that's funny about Jay Pratt that people don't know is that him and Kevin were at Rocksteady when Sadiq handed him the Overcast Atmosphere CD, which is what led to me moving up here and working with Rhymesayers, and Kevin working for Rhymesayers, and Jay Pratt being part of Soundset every year. It's like a full circle, you know, like if, who knows what would have happened if the getting Sadiq and Kevin to meet each other with Jay Pratt and him hand off this CD, then us come up to the Minneapolis to see the Atmosphere play at the entry, and then sleeping on Sadiq's couch in South Minneapolis on Clinton, and then like, hey man, I stepped to Sadiq like, hey man, I want to manage Atmosphere and ID, and he's like, well, we're not looking for any managers. You want to come up and work at Rhymesayers? And I was like, shit, hell yeah, let's do this. And that was like, you know, like I booked the first tours like in 99 or so, and some shows in 98, and then just moved up here 2000, 2001-ish, you know? But it was like, you really feel like there was some fate things at hand to bring these people together from all, you know, from different places and work together. Like it's kind of wild when you think about some of the connections and how they happen, you know?
Hell yeah.
Well, getting back to what I was saying, me and Jay Pratt's daughters are gonna fight. They're going to win clearly, but like,
oh, you're in a fight with?
No, they're going to fight me, and I'm just going to do my best because like they are, like I'm saying, like I would just be walking by and at the festival, no doubt, like they're playing on on the little playground because we also like a little bouncy castle.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
back.
I play on it. Yeah.
They would walk me. You would play on it. That no, listen, we got the bouncy castle for you.
Yeah, I know,
motherfucker. But no, I would every year since she was like 4, she would look at me and she gives me like the two like little like 2 fingers up to her eyes, and she'd be like, "Me and you," and I was like, "Excuse me." Every year, and now she's big. Now she's like 10, 12, and now she's always kind of looking like she's like, and we still do it. And I'm just like, one day, like whenever you're ready, like clearly you're gonna just take me out, and I'm gonna figure it out. But it's gonna be all right.
Yeah, I got my money on them. Once you grow your dreads out again, then kids can pull on them and pull you down to the ground again.
I don't like that at all.
Well, man, you know that year that it rained and we couldn't let the kids in the bouncy castle, I told them that you made that decision.
Bro, that's fucked up.
Oh, I thought he was talking to me.
That's not okay. Don't be putting fucking my name out there like that with the kids.
No,
I mean, we were probably one of the only rap hip hop festivals that had a straight backstage kids party area.
Hell yeah, man. That shit was the best. But the original question with this was, what was our first concert? My first concert was Seven Dust. Sam, what was your first concert?
Mine was Weird Al Yankovic Running with Scissors tour.
That makes so much
What?
sense. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway,
I was
out running with scissors.
Yeah, I was like 10 years old,
Yeah.
and it was at like the because we're from St. Cloud State.
Mm-hmm.
In the gymnasium is where Weird Al played, and my dad took me there, and we were like down floor seats, and like when he's playing Fat, the parody of Bad, he gets in the fucking fat suit.
Amazing.
And he he jumps in the air, and when he lands on the stage, his whole band jumps up, like he just bounced them off the stage.
They had to reinforce that shit.
Yeah, and then he dresses up like Madonna to do like a surgeon, but he's like dressed up like a Madonna, like a nurse.
I give it to Weird Al.
I mean, dude puts. I mean, it's still one of the greater. I don't listen to his music all the time.
I mean,
now.
he still does great touring numbers, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, people love that dude. Like, people have no idea, like, his fan base and like how many people love that dude.
Yeah.
But when you first said that and you said Running with Scissors, I thought One Arm Scissors. I thought you were talking about at the drive-in and shit. I got really confused. Like, I'm like, oh wait, Weird Al. I don't know why I made the connection between Scissors.
Amazing.
But there should be a Weird Al at the drive-in mashup. Maybe.
That'd be great. I think so too.
And then you just do an interlude with Mars Volta or some shit.
This would be the most expensive single in the fucking world. Anyway, so we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back, everybody. Oh my god. Who have you been mistaken for in the industry?
Brother Ali.
There it is.
I mean, I was.
Are you Brother Ali? Wait. Hey man, are you Mr. Dibs?
Yep, there's one. There's two. And then,
no, wait. You're fucking Moby, man.
Yeah.
You're Moby. You're vegan and you're fucking Moby.
Look at you, you stocky man.
Do you just say yes?
Yeah, man. I have signed autographs, Brother Ali.
Oh wow.
Just as like, I mean, dude, if you really think I'm Brother Ali and you know he's technically still on stage and you're that person that think that I'm Brother Ali.
Yeah.
or Dibs, and I obviously have no neck tattoos.
Yeah.
And the funniest shit probably though was on Big Day Out, when Atmosphere did Big Day Out in Australia in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
I was they would do these crazy after parties, like where, hardcore bands would be DJing and playing Blondie. It was like the craziest shit. Like, it was like these private parties, open bar every night. There were people on Big Day Out, and that was their sole job, was to do these after parties. So we were at one, I think like in Melbourne. I don't know where we were at. And I'm at the bar getting everybody around the drinks. And this kid comes up to me and he goes, "You're fucking him, man. I know it." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I know who you are. I don't know why you're trying to act like you're not him." And I'm like, what? And he's like, "Dude, you're this dude in Slipknot. You just don't have the mask on and all that now. So I know you're in Slipknot." I'm like, "Dude, I'm not in Slipknot." He's like, crushed. He's like, man, why are you gonna try to be like that with me, man? Like, I'm a big fan, and I'm like, I am not him.
This
Like,
sounds like a
I am with
terrible
a
thing to
group
say
called
out.
Atmosphere, and he's like, who? And I'm like, Atmosphere. That's right. I am not in Slipknot. So then I got the drinks. I left. 2 hours later, this dude's more drunk, comes up and he's like, fucking Slipknot, bro. And I'm like, I am not Slipknot, man. I'm not in Slipknot. Look, let me give you a hint. You see them two dudes over there with them big security dudes? That's the guys in Slipknot.
Oh my god.
Nah, man. I know who Slipknot is. And then left. End of the night, I'm leaving the fucking bar. I see this motherfucker outside and he's like, Slipknot, bitch. And I'm like, dude, to this day, that dude probably telling a story somewhere in Australia that I was an asshole in Slipknot and didn't acknowledge his being a fan.
Well, who were the two that you were pointing at, being like, that's?
I have no idea. I don't know their names. I just know them from seeing them on tour backstage without their stuff on, and I'm like,
I figured it was like Slug and Ant, and you're just trying to set them up to have this
nah,
waste. Like, yo, you guys are Slipknot, man.
That actually would have been much better thing to do. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Like, I should have just sent them to Sean and just been like, that's him, man.
And Sean probably would have been like, yeah, I guess.
Like, what the fuck's going on? It's like, those guys? Nah. Do I look like do I sound like I'm from Iowa? Leave me alone.
Oh, man.
Des Moines, Iowa specifically. Hell yeah. Y'all, has anyone ever been mistaken as an employee of a store and then just gone with it?
Yeah, like I'll go to thrift stores and people will ask me like, hey, how much is this? Because there's no tag on it. And I'll be like, I don't know. I'll go figure it out. And then I'll just walk away from or like Target and some shit. Like, you ever mistakenly are wearing like a red t-shirt or like a red flannel, and then someone's like, hey, where can I find this? And then I just I'm like, yeah, I'll go find it. And then I just walk away from them. And then they're like waiting for somebody. Nobody comes.
That's mean. See, listen, I will live and die for a bit. And that's happened to me at Target while wearing a fucking red shirt. And I've tried to like, oh no, let's figure this out. And then we'll just walk around for a little bit. I've done it before. It's fucking great. And then when they realize that I am not an employee and I've been leading them around for about, I gave it like 3 minutes. I'm not a fucking monster. I'm like, so what are you looking for again? Yeah, it's usually over here. You're looking for a cooler? Tight. I brought him over to the cooler section. And I'm like, yeah, it's right over there, I hope. When you hope? I was like, ah. And then they looked down. The lady, she looked down. She was like, I don't have a pen. I don't have the little phone thing. And then she was like, okay, you don't work here. I was like, no. I hope you have a good day.
Talking about Target, it wasn't an employee, but this kid did really believe I was Steve Austin one day. Like, really genuinely believed it. And his dad was behind him, like, just act like you're him. And I'm like, I don't really even know much about this dude.
I'd go to the shelf and grab an Ultimate Warrior t-shirt, sign it for him as Stone Cold, and hand it off to him.
Oh my god! And you can get away with it too because they have all that old like.
That's what I'm saying.
Target retro shit. Yeah, amazing.
I mean, this dude is like over 6 feet tall. Like, he's a fucking big dude. Like, I'm like, dude, like, I guess it's just the bald head and I had a goatee.
Yeah, no. if you were taller than a kid, then you're a giant. So
yeah, that is true. That is true.
I mean, I also was this kid thought I was a cop at Lollapalooza.
Oh yeah, no, that's the one thing, Bird. You've been telling people shit on. You've been telling me. I was telling kids at the last Camp Flognaw that Bird was a cop.
You were telling kids that he was a cop
the whole time.
Like undercover or what?
Yeah, I was like, don't come over here. The guy's a cop. They're like, what? I'm like, cop, go away.
Well, at least you guys are like setting each other up for like people to go up to you about random bullshit,
or to leave us alone.
Oh, I guess that's true. Yeah.
Like still going
well, no, I mean, he's setting people up to come talk to you to get a hold of Lil Wayne. So, I mean, that's a little different than being a cop.
I'm glad that none of that.
Yo, I watched these kids at Lollapalooza, though, literally dig up a hole by a tree and pull out a bottle of vodka that they buried there the week before they set up Lollapalooza.
That's slick.
And then the kid, one of the kids with them, turned around to me and was like, hey, man, do you want to buy some weed? And then his friend looked at him. He's like, man, he's a fucking cop. He's like, dude, are you a cop? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a fucking cop. Why are you guys digging up fucking vodka and trying to sell me weed, man? And the kid got all like step back and shit. He's like, dude, man. And I'm like, I'm just fucking with you, man. Like, what kind of weed do you got?
Yeah.
Hey, watch out for the cop.
Oh my god.
But man, but the fucked up shit is I got asked more than once if I was a cop at Lollapalooza. So now I just like think when I'm there, I'm the old guy at the festival that I'm either somebody's dad, security, or a fucking cop, man.
You look like you could, it looks like you could be all three, man. Especially when you have that beard, it's great. Killing it.
I mean, Irish cops in Chicago, I guess. Dude.
Yeah, man. Anyway, this conversation is supposed to be about ambition and the thing that drives us to try and get to where we're trying to go with whatever dreams that we have. And one to start the conversation, it was like, what is more important, passion or hard work?
I mean, I feel like they go kind of hand in hand. Because like my job, I'm not too passionate about. I work hard to put money in my pocket to pay my bills, but then my passions are outside of that, like music. And when I was playing shows, doing these new things, and then like my main passion is my family. So it's kind of like I kind of have to have both of those things because I don't know, my day job kind of has lack of passion, but I don't know, it makes it so that I can focus my time and love on the things that I do have passion for.
I guess not to speak for you, but it's like we do this podcast, so you have a passion for this as well.
Right. And I get to talk about movies and music and talk with people like Bird and yourself, and I don't know, it's a nice release outside of my just listening to my thoughts all day at work.
Yeah, I used to walking up. I'm gonna put this in this pack. I'm gonna put this package inside of this.
Don't talk about packages. I'm a mail carrier.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I put packages in people's slots.
Oh, okay. Why'd you have to do that?
Mom.
Oh my god! Listen, you could have just said it and kept it going. You had to do like the after you said it.
Are you on my route? Because my dog really wants to meet you. Like you're his friend that like you're her friend. You're Franny's friend that she never gets to meet. Like when she just sees random mail trucks, she's like, "Fuck, who is that?" It's my friend.
And it's weird because they all know the truck, they all know the blue shirt, and then they all bark at me, even though their owner's like, oh, they're super nice, and then they're like, barking in my face like they look nice as fuck.
I'm sure they're great.
But I'm sure Franny's a sweetie.
I think Franny genuinely wants to meet the mailman.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, my dog
like,
does
homie.
too.
Homie.
Yeah, Franny's the homie. She's one of the best dogs in the world. I agree, man. I think that they do run parallel to each other. I think hard work is like the drive to do the thing, like wherever you're trying to go. And when I say hard work, I just mean like when you're working towards the thing that you're trying to work, that you want.
Well, from my opinion of yourself and like you and Bird work together, like I don't know Bird personally like yourself, but you're the hardest working person I know, and so I mean, I guess that is. I don't know. Obviously, you have passion for it because you've spent so much time doing what you're doing.
Darien's motivated by helping people.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, I think like you are motivated by a deeper energy that a lot of people don't have. And like, I see it in everything you do. Like you are a genuine, people don't even know you will trust you right away. And that kind of energy is hard to find in people. And it's because you genuinely care to help people in situations. Yeah. And you have patience to deal with the fucking biggest assholes. I've seen it on different sides of things, not to go to the asshole route, but you know.
Well, I mean, he was a bouncer forever, and you have to have mega patience to deal with random assholes all the time.
Yeah. that one was something I learned over time.
The patience?
Yeah. You gain patience in a bunch of different things. Like I'm sure like both of you as people who have lived wild and free for a long time and then eventually had kids, you have to learn a new level of patience just to be able to function.
I've learned to be patient with myself.
Yeah, for sure. But like there's also patience of like now you have like a third party who is a child who is like also like this isn't a diss. It's a reality. I'm a bottomless pit of need and I love you and you love me, right? And then you just try to like, yes, child, I love you.
Oh, I thought you were projecting like onto me.
No, I'm saying
because
like,
I am an endless bottle of need.
Yeah. No, not onto you, but just like having like again, not a father, but just I'm like kids are just like a new factor in your life that like you have to focus on, and like you have to learn a new level of patience for that.
Right.
Expound, both of you fathers, please.
Well, and I mean that like it goes back that is my main passion, because anything else that is in my life becomes second. Everything is second to the number one. You know, I don't know. That I guess that's what
I mean, like passion, hard work. It's like what motivates you. Awesome. You know, what's your motivation in that? But I always feel like, and that motivation will lead to, you know, your passion. But like your passion, like you said, drives the hard work. You know, it's to me, it's like they do work hand in hand, but passion will drive you to work hard to get where you want to get. You know, and like when you have passion and you love what you do, you naturally work hard because it doesn't feel like work. The shit don't feel like work.
Yeah.
But the difference is people can have ambition and they can have passion, they can have talent. But if they're not willing to work hard, you know, you're only going to get so far. The people that put in the hard work that go in are the ones that, you know, take the ambition and the passion and take it to the next level. You know, so they do work hand in hand. You know, because I've definitely came across some people that could be hella passionate and have talent, but just weren't willing to put in the work to get there. You know, and you just it's nothing's gonna necessarily like fall in your lap. You know,
right?
Yeah, no, that's there's also another part of the whole the Venn diagram of this conversation, but it's also resilience is another word that needs to get brought into it, because it's like passion and hard work mean like it doesn't matter how hard you work, doesn't matter how passionate you are. Sometimes shit just doesn't work out the way you want it to in the moment, and then resilience is what you need if you need to just be able to pick yourself back up and fucking start again. And some people like they don't have the resilience, but when you do have the resilience, we have the understanding of that this may not work out the way I want it to, and there are certain realities to everybody's dreams that you may not get to where you want when you want, but hopefully you do. Where are you going, Sam? Oh, you're turning on the lights. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I definitely unplugged some shit to make sure to make this work tonight. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're all good, dude. I know how to turn on my own lights. You're all good.
But yeah, man, no, it's a big part is resilience. If you're not resilient and being steadfast and being like, hey man, like this is not going to, like, I didn't walk into the industry thinking for 1 second that this was going to happen overnight. Like this has been like coming up on 9-year journey of just trying to figure this shit the fuck out. And there have been a lot of highs and there's been tons of lows on Bird. I know you can tell me about the fucking lows that you have, but just like eventually it can work if you put the hard work in and your passion showed while you're doing it.
Well, and like I said, like I don't have passion with my job, but it affords me to have passion in other things. Like I've become like a gardener, which I never thought I'd be able to do. And like,
Bird, it is quite impressive. You got to see this motherfucker.
Like I never thought that I'd be the dude like chilling in my yard on all my days off, just playing with flowers and my child. Like that's what we love to do. And she's a dirt hound, dude. She'll just chill on a fucking pile of dirt and she'll like move rocks from this place to this place, pull flowers out of the ground, and she thinks she's helping. So I'm like, good job,
kid. Yeah, Barry, last week when I came over here, we were all in the backyard for a few minutes, and the little one, she just got in a bath, dude. So we're all kicking about before we start recording. This little one sees the dirt at the end of the backyard and just books it. and then we're like, nope, we all grab it. And then she did it like 14 times. The last time she did it, she like grabbed me by the finger, because she's becoming more comfortable with me because I'm over here all the fucking time now. But last week she like grabbed me by the finger. She's like, you come with me. And she guided me to the back door and then was like, stay here. And I was like, okay. And then she turned and she put her head down and she started walking really slow towards the dirt. And I was like, oh. And I just ran and grabbed her. I mean, she's great. She's
passionate about dirt. She doesn't know what to do with it yet.
She's hard working with it too.
Yeah, she's getting there. She's trying.
Resilient. So. What the little homie, man. Yeah, also a little redhead. It's great.
She is.
Yeah, man. But yeah, next up, I'm gonna do a quick segment real quick, and y'all can hate me for it.
No, I like segments.
Yeah, so this new segment is called Alligator Snapping Turtles Are Assholes, and Here's Why with Darien.
With Darien.
Yeah, sorry, this is super random. I just want to get this out of the way. I saw this thing on Alligator Snapping Turtles this week, and I was like, man, fuck those guys. And I love turtles. Like,
you saw one?
No, I didn't see one, but I saw a thing on one this week, and I was like, yeah. So let me get into it.
All right. Where do they live at?
In the butthole of hell. That's where they fucking live because they're assholes. So
somewhere Darien frequents.
Yeah. Anyway, Alligator Snapping Turtles. They look like an asshole. They look like assholes entirely. They just look like a miserable beast. Out of all the animals in the kingdom, they're the fucking worst. They have, and also if y'all want to comment on any of this, go for it.
Man, that's a bold statement, man. That's like a diss to turtles, bro.
No, it's a diss to Alligator Snapping Turtles specifically. Fuck them. They have a little worm-looking tongue that they use to lure animals into their maw, and then they bite and kill them.
What's wrong with worms?
There's nothing wrong with worms when you have a tongue that has evolved to just be a fucking worm size.
How long do they live?
Over 100 fucking years, and that is long enough to be a spiteful little asshole. Okay.
I mean, maybe that snapping shit comes in handy when you fucking get 100 years old. You're fucking with him.
Birds of fucking snapping turtle enthusiast.
I mean, I'm on their side too.
I've saved snapping turtles with them trying to bite me when they're in the middle of the road.
Same. Okay, listen, I want to make it clear. This doesn't mean that I'm not going to stop and try to help them. I just think that they're one of the worst animals on the planet. Anyway, so they move slowly out of the way, if at all, of your car while crossing the road, and they stay in the fast lane on the highway.
Yeah.
That's a reasonable thing to think and say out loud.
And they don't know how to zipper merge.
Hey, man.
What, Bird?
Man, in Minnesota, they don't know how to zipper merge.
No.
Hey, man, real talk. Is the alligator snapping turtle, isn't that what fucking Squirtle is, man?
No, Squirtle is.
Are you dissing fucking Squirtle on this podcast?
Bird, you're not going to come at me on fucking Pokemon and act like Squirtle, the number 2 best fucking starter. No, number 3. Anyway,
don't be
how do you know he's not? How do you know Squirtle's not a descendant from the alligator snapping turtle?
Because
in the Pokemon world.
Because Pokemon aren't real. I'm sorry to bust your bubble, dude. One of my favorite things about
how do you know that?
All right. Well, sorry. No, that's fair. How do I know that? Yeah, fuck it, right? Anyway, no, one of my favorite things about Bird is like when Pokemon Go started out, he was playing with his kid, and he would we would go get coffee midday, and he would just bust out Pokemon Go as we're walking. And he would make me do anything, but he would like, hey, wait up for a minute. He stand there, he start catching Pokemon on the corner.
I mean, that's legit.
It's super endearing.
But it's great that you're stopping on the corner, not walking off into traffic like, Squirtle.
Oh my God. Yeah, anyway, there is no way in God's green, magnificent earth that Squirtle is related to Alligator Snapping Turtle at all. That would be its third evolution, Blastoise. Thank you very much. Anyway,
I guess that is true. Alligator Snapping Turtle or Crocodile Snapping Turtle? Which one is it?
Alligator Snapping Turtle.
Yeah, it looks a lot more like Blastoise without the little blasters on the back.
Yeah. And also, it doesn't tip. So fuck Alligator Snapping Turtles. I hope they're okay. I will still break for them, and I will get them out of the road. But mostly, I think that they're assholes. We'll be right back.
I'm 29th level, man. Look how hot my Pokemon
is. Hell yeah. Anyways, yeah, Bird's showing us. Apparently, Bird is 29th level on this shit on Pokemon Go. I haven't played much. I finally took it off of my phone. It was eating all the fucking battery.
I mean, I tried when it first came out because I'm a mail carrier, so literally I am walking around, and you can like hop on all the. Oh man, look at Bird's shit, dude. He's got a Squirtle with the.
I got a Squirtle with the fucking Pikachu hat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's ballin'.
I am thoroughly impressed,
dude.
You can hear it in my voice.
But there are people that do it while they're at work, but they need to get a fucking huge battery pack to walk with all day, and that's just not worth it to me.
It eats your battery, yeah, man.
Because mine would be done within like 2 hours if I tried to do it all day at work.
Yo, this special Squirtle has a new attack. That's a motherfucking alligator snapping turtle claw.
Oh, okay. Well, so it uses the advanced biting technique, Crunch.
Yep.
There it is. Hell yeah. Good way to bring that back. Circle back on the bit. Anyway, so on this episode with the illustrious White Knight, Jason Cook, J Bird.
Dude,
Next car you get, that's gonna be your fucking your sign or your what is it? Your license plate, White Knight.
We're not gonna do
this
that.
shit
Bird is not a White Knight. He's dead. That's me. I'm not the white. Oh God. Anyway,
man, this is
yeah. We shouldn't be drinking. Anyway, so we're gonna do a top 5 on this episode with Jason Cook. The criteria for this is the top 5 songs that you can remember that gave you that weird feeling in your chest. And to be specific, it was the feeling in your chest that is raw. And you don't know how you feel yet, but you feel it, and it's just a pure emotional response. And everybody here picked 5 songs. Hopefully, Sam, you picked your 5 songs.
I did, and
Bird, you picked your 5 songs.
They're all like different feelings that I got from them, and they're all different genres of music because I like to have it kind of across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're supposed to do hip hop only.
That's what I heard.
No,
but I don't.
Yeah. So you just went off on the fucking reservation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
yo, none of my shit is hip hop.
Word.
Hell yes, I'm the only.
That was my main. That was my main
Well,
question.
you didn't even say like this is supposed to be hip hop. I got hold up.
No. Because I well, that's what I did. I asked D. I was like, "Are we just doing hip hop? Because you guys are all in the hip hop game and whatnot."
Which is funny because we've never done that. It was like, no, it's your list. It ain't got you to do with genre. If it's genre,
well, word. I went off. I already had my list together when I had asked you that, so I was just specifying, making sure. Should I start?
Yes, please.
Okay, word. But my first song is "Your Heart Is a Muscle the Size of Your Fist" by the folk punk group Ramshackle Glory. And don't
I've never heard of that.
They're fucking rad. Don't watch a live video because all their other live videos are like living room punk house shows, and it is like you can't hear the song, but that song is fucking great. And the fourth verse, like it is talking about like being in hard times, feeling rough about your life, but you got to keep yourself together. And the final verse just pulls at my heart and really makes me tear up, even if I listened to it because I had to listen to everything a few times today to make sure it made my list. And each time I was still like that song specifically is number one, just because it's still, each time I was still getting emotional just hearing the fourth verse specifically, but the whole song is fucking great.
Nice.
So check that out.
Nice. Is it available on streaming platforms or is it
yeah.
Right, cool. Hell yeah, man. Bird, you want to go next?
No, I don't even know what I'm doing.
Great.
Hip hop only.
Yeah. What's your song? What's your song, Bird?
Fuck, man, I don't know, dude.
Oh, okay. We're gonna play this.
I thought you were going, Darien. Kohi.
Okay. Well, it's not okay. Yeah, Bird has jokes. That's the one thing. Like Bird's actually really funny.
No, I love Bird's sense of humor.
He just comes at you hot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, since I'm gonna go, my first song is it's a song called "Beers Again Alone" by Jeff Rosenstock from the album called "We Cool."
Yeah, I got that, or I have that on vinyl.
Do you really?
Yeah, and
what?
Yeah, that's like one of the few of his records, and then his old band Bomb the Music Industry.
Yeah.
Got a couple of theirs.
Nice.
Yeah. Couple of $5 fines from I don't know, like 15 years ago. Fetus forever ago, they didn't know what they had.
Yeah. Oh, you had $5 fines? Oh,
fines.
fines.
They were
okay.
a couple records got for $5.
That was one of my favorite things about going back home is that if I got a parking ticket there, it was like $5. I'm like, fine, that's cool. I'm cool with that. Like, anyway, so it's a song called "Beers Again Alone." It is a depressing song in the most raw way. It's basically he's like spent the whole weekend in bed summoning all the garbage within to skate figure eights in my head, shit smearing the ice till I'd rather be dead. And I'm like, word, man, me too.
Well, and that dude's like very he's very like some of his songs are very funny, but he's very very serious about what he does.
Very much so. He's a virtuoso,
and he puts himself into what he does. Like some songs will be completely
ridiculous,
but then the next song will just be like, oh damn, like what you're saying with this track, like it does take you aback from the goofy ass one you just heard. You know?
No, this song in particular, like I know I have never really been like the drink alone type person entirely, but I have had my nights where it's kind of like I don't want to be around anybody, but I imagine everyone else is out there having fun. And one of the things I appreciate about Jeff Rosenstock is that he's able to zero in on that feeling of being like just getting older.
Yep.
And like the realities of us being like, we're all changing, we're all getting older. What the partying shit 15 years ago ain't gonna fly anymore, buddy.
Right.
Type shit. So fucking choosing him in this song, it's one of my favorites. Whenever it comes on, I'll just stop and I'm like, great, here we go. Fucking emotional roller coaster. Once again.
Well, I saw him at T-Rock for forever ago, and it was just him playing, I think, a recording, and then with like him with a guitar singing, but then with the recording of the full band behind him.
Good for him. Hell
yeah, because he produced like
the whole thing.
like all of his stuff, like plays trombone, saxophone, all that shit.
Yeah, man. Bird, are you gonna actually participate? Or are you gonna be mean?
Wait, am I gonna be what?
I said mean. I said mean.
I mean, the thing is with any like song list, it always goes like, where do you go with this? Because there's so many things about songs where it could be just the music, the lyrics, the time. I could think of a song, a band called Supertramp.
Oh fuck yeah!
This song called Logical Song. And the reason I bring it up is when I was a kid, I would be kind of like it, like I'm an only child, so like being in like a bunch of like around a bunch of people when I was a kid would be kind of a stressful situation sometimes. And I have a very, very vivid memory of being in the back of a car driving somewhere in, I don't know where we were at, with my mom and her friend and her friend's sons, and just that song playing, and just the feeling like maybe like one of the first times I can remember in my life of just living in the moment and not worrying about shit.
Yeah.
Or thinking about anything that could go wrong or fitting in or any weird awkwardness. It was just like really, truly, honestly, wholeheartedly living in the moment. And that song just happened to be on the radio. And to this day, when I hear that song come on the radio or just randomly, it brings me right back to that moment. You know, so it's more like nostalgic, you know. And there's a line in the song that says, what is it? And the birds and all the birds in the trees, well, they be singing so happily. It has nothing to do with it though, but like yeah, it's very nostalgic feeling song. So yeah, it kicks you in the fucking chest. Me.
Oh, hell yeah.
For a lot of people, you know, that's the thing about songs. It could just be the moment. You know, it could just be the capturing the moment. And that's how I remember shit in life. Everything I remember in life and times and years goes all back to songs.
Yeah.
Man.
So a lot of times, like, that's what I mean. Like, people, like, it could be a weird ass song and you'd be like, damn, man, that's a weird ass song. But for some people, that song could mean a lot. And it could come from a live experience. It could come from a radio experience. It could come from, this is the first fucking piece of vinyl I ever owned.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's so many songs where you just like, you use them, it'll bring you back to an entire moment. Like it'll just be raw too. You feel like you get sucked back into time and space for a second. You're like back into it. You're like, I remember this moment because the song was playing in the background. Holy fucking shit! It could have been a dope moment. Could have been a completely fucking traumatic moment.
Well, it's like when John Cusack he's reorganizing his record collection
in chronological order,
in high fidelity, in chronological, autobiographical.
Autobiographical.
Yeah. And the guy's like, that sounds comforting, and he's like, yeah.
That's like real shit. Yeah. I mean, like, man, I can remember everything. I can remember the smell. I can remember one of my mom's friend's sons had an allergic reaction to like bees and had his face was. I can remember everything about that moment. And I was probably, I mean, fuck, man, what year that song? I had to be like my kid's age, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that was what, mid 80s, early 80s?
Nah, I think it was earlier. Isn't that the 70s?
Oh, it probably is.
Oh, the 1940s. It's all good, man.
1940s. Okay, D.
1979.
Oh, okay.
Right,
okay, right at the edge there, the decades.
Yeah. Anyway, so Barry, excuse me, Sam, you want to do your next song?
Yeah. This is my one hip hop track on our all hip hop lists. But no, it is like one of the more recent songs. Like when you do like a related song when they pick that playlist for you on Spotify from shit that you've been listening to or whatever.
Yep.
Oh
This
yeah.
song, yeah, this song just popped on. It's called Snake Oil by Typical Cats. And I had never even heard of them, but the album that's off of is from like 2001 or something.
Yeah.
And this just kicks in with like that slow walking piano from like a fucking Thelonious Monk type shit. And like that puts you in the mood, and then the dudes just come in super raw, coming off the heart over this piano riff. And like the fact that it was like so old, and I was like, it's still relevant today of how they were talking. I don't know if you guys have heard of them, but
No,
They're from Chicago. Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah. But yeah, I'm always down to find like new hip hop.
Oh, yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I did not see that one coming at all.
Oh,
That's been on my fucking rotation lately at work. So
Sam is an old soul when it comes to music. He has so much just an encyclopedic mind of just music that he's listened to and that he owns currently. Like,
yeah, we're surrounded by my collection.
So. My next song is by there's Ali. That's actually an Ali song. Thank you. All right, cool.
Oh, it
The
is.
brother Ali.
Yeah. I pulled it out right in front of me.
There it is. Nice. Yeah, the song is one of Brother Ali's songs. It's called "We Got This" from the All the Beauty in This Whole Life. It's a song called "We Got This," and it's the one that has Cyrock on it. And, God damn it! You're just showing it to Bert. Like, Bert, what are you doing?
I'm just pulling him out so like Bird doesn't know what the fuck's up.
Yeah, it's like he was there.
I know.
Anyway, yeah, the song's called "We Got This." It's honestly, it was the lyrics are beautiful, but it's the bass line that fucks me up every time, and it makes me it brings me back to like when I was having a pretty rough time with some of my family members, and the song kind of like helped me get to a place where I felt like I was ready to talk to them again.
Oh,
and yeah, and it was definitely Cyrock's her bars in it were kind of helped with that too. But
when she finishes it, right? Like it's just like her to the end, and then it's done, and it just leaves you like, oh shit, damn, okay.
It just fucked me up. It was like, but the bass line fucking caught me. But Ali talking about they're just trying to hold their shit together, and he's just kind of reminiscing on like what's happening with the world and with what's happening with his nieces and everybody else, and then either and we just knowing Ali, who he is and everything he has to deal with the world and everything, just being aware of that, and then having that extra layer of understanding. I was actually getting to know the person. That made it more raw for me because I'm like, this is what my friend is going through to a point. But then just the song itself, and then Asada coming in and just finishing it off in a very beautiful note. Like those words was like I've never told them this, but it's like that song helped me just be like, I feel like I'm ready to talk to this person again. Because yeah, Asada's her words were just about like just staying connected to her family, despite whatever happened with her and her.
Well, it's like very blunt. Yeah. Like when she comes in, it's very just strong, straight to the point, and like, yo, like listen to this shit right now, and then the song just ends. Like that like because I re-listened to that album like recently, and that track I just love her bars at the end. The whole song's great. But
yeah, man, it's her and her just talking about how like just every 24 hours somebody gets fucking killed, and just it was a culmination of things, but like just the subject matter of the song really fucking helped me during a specific weird time in my life, and I was really grateful for it. And it definitely, like, I will put it on sometimes, and I just need to fucking pick me up. I'll just be going for a drive. I'm like, all right, we got this. Do it on, and yeah, it's good shit. Bert, what's your second one? Are you gonna be difficult with this one too? Or are you gonna be super cool?
You guys are going down a rap route, so I'm trying to think of
oh, rad, yeah,
rap song. I'm gonna stick to like just things that are driven to a certain memory and time. Let me think. Like, I was gonna do Sugar Hill, Eighth Wonder. Like everyone always talks about Rapper's Delight, but Eighth Wonders was like such a big impact. But I think that song just goes back to me because I think I heard it the first time I smoked weed. So
Hell yeah.
That's a good day.
What is it called?
Sugar Hill Gang, Sugar Hill Gang, Eighth Wonder.
Okay.
But maybe I'll go thinking like it's yours by Tila Rock. And that song brings me back to first, like I was probably 14 and we started DJing parties, like doing like basement party, rent parties, all over the place. Like it's kind of crazy to think that my mom let me do that when I was 14 and just dodging curfew, getting home at like 3 a.m. because there was no set time to when the party would end. It would just usually end if there was a fight or people were like, get the fuck out of my house. But and then we would have to steal a shopping cart from the grocery store, put the DJ equipment in and records and push it to whoever's house was closest because none of us had a car or a driver's license. But I remember doing one of these first parties in the basement, and the going rate would be like $30.
Yeah.
You would DJ all night. You would bring all 4 or 5 crates of records. You would have your rap crates, your slow jam crates that you would go into like these 3-4 song slow jam sections. More dance stuff. Like it wouldn't just be rap. It would be all over the place. But I remember specifically doing a set, rocking a set, and playing Tila Rock, It's Yours, and just everybody dancing and people bumping into the table. I got a beer spilled on me. And I could vividly hear that song. Like I could see it, and like these makeshift speakers we made from going to Salvation Armies and just building our own speaker cabinets and the random receiver that we borrowed from somebody's mom to hook up the damn speakers and a realistic mixer from Radio Shack, 2 mismatched turntables, playing It's Yours and trying to bring it back and keep it on beat. And you're like, it's like real training ground to be a DJ because you're not on a stage. There's no barrier. You're in a basement and there's no security. You're in a basement. It's like a party like that you're doing. So people can come up to you. They could talk to you. They could get mad at you. And around that same time, I can't remember if it was 84 because I don't know when the record came out, but like Fly Girl by the Boogie Boys was like this big ass song. And I had just played it and we had just rocked it. And this dude just got to the party and he comes up and he's like, man, you guys got to play Fly Girl. We're like, hey, we just played it. We'll play it again. He's like, nah, man, you need to play that shit now. And he started pushing the table. And then when people would hit the table, they would just look at the DJ like, you fucked up. Yeah. Like, you're making the record jump. You're fucking up my dance moves right now. Yeah. And it'd be like, no, this motherfucker's pushing the table.
Yeah.
You like be basically getting into fights over playing Fly Girl and shit, like like legit. Like we used to bring a bat to shows because you never knew what was gonna happen. Like it's crazy. I was like, I was doing my friend's radio show a few weeks ago. I was talking about a basement party where a fight broke out and it turned into people shooting at each other. And we're like, this was later. I was like 16, so I had a driver's license. But our whole thing was it was after curfew. The police are coming. We need to get out. So we were throwing everything in the back of the car as fast as we could. And dude, the car behind us got shot. Like the window got shot out while we're. So we just left. We just booked out of there and got home. Realized we left the crate of records.
Woof.
So like we went back and everyone was like, "Nah, that crate's not here. Nah, there's no records here." So and it was a slow jam crate. So like I just lost, some rare versions of like songs by Ready for the World. That'd be a 12-inch version that's like hella minutes long. So you would have enough time to go outside and kick it and come back and the song would still not even be halfway through.
Yeah.
Right.
But lost the whole crate. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
West side of Waukegan, 1986.
Word up.
Somebody's chilling with that record right there.
They kicked them.
And it's probably, I mean, dude, you talk about like records, but it's crazy. Like there's records that may not even have like monetary value, but I could go downstairs right now and I could pull out a record and it will have handwriting. Like we would tag shit on records. Sometimes we would just be tagging when we're at shows, like while someone else in the DJ crew was DJing, and you could hold that record in your hand and just remember shit. Yep. I can just remember very specific things by holding that physical record
Mm.
in my hands. You know, so it's crazy. But I'll go Tequila Rock. It's yours, Darien.
Nice.
Banger. Party Time Records, man.
Oh my
Pre
God.
Def Jam. Party Time.
Nice. All right, bro. Sam, what's your next one?
My next one is a love song. It's my wife and I's favorite love song, and we have now declared it as like out. You know, every couple needs to have like their song, and we dance to "Such a Perfect Day" by Lou Reed.
Yeah.
You know, the
I
drugs.
actually have a video of you two being total goofs at your wedding dancing to that song.
No, that was to fucking Sam and
you're right.
Dave,
Yep.
Soul Man.
Yep.
But no,
Yeah, you're right. That's
the
right.
song that I am putting on our list is our new love song because it's like our favorite fucking jam. I Want to Love I Can See by the Temptations.
All right.
Which
Good for
it's yeah, I mean, I'm a big Motown fan,
Mhm.
and we love the fucking Temptations, and whenever I hear that song I think of Brooke, and I don't know, my heart just warms up. So I mean, that's literally like the explanation of that song. It's just it's beautiful because it makes me think of her. So
Brooke's tight.
she
Brooke's
is
tight.
fucking she's
pretty
pretty she's fucking rad.
Hell yeah.
So yeah.
Rad person. Hell yeah.
What's yours, Darien?
My next one, motherfucker, is I don't know why I was all aggressive. I'm sorry, y'all. Next one, and this is gonna be a little jarring after we all thought we're gonna go down a rap route. Mine's called "You'll Always Be My Baby" by Mariah Carey, from the album Daydreams in 1995. And that song, there were always these back in 1995. I'm 6 years old, and we would go to my cousin, my aunt Pam's house, and they would have all these little parties, and there was a party where all the adults kicking it upstairs, and all the kids are kicking it downstairs, and just music was playing the whole fucking night. And one night, and I remember that song being played almost every time I fucking came in there, and it's everybody's being like, everyone's just singing and dancing. It's all kids my age and also like the older kids and shit, and we'd be listening to that. We'd listen to fucking, we shouldn't have been, but we were listening to fucking Blackstreet, just like all the music and shit. But I just remember like that song's being like, "Yo, always be," and then there was a fucking music video, and I lost it. And then it just hit me. And when I hear it to this day, I still like listen. When I used to be really into strength training, I would listen to like fucking like fast blast beat metal music just to stay fucking pumped up. But there were times just because it would be a good laugh for me, I would put "Always Be My Baby" on repeat while I'm like deadlifting.
That's hot, D. I like that.
So I just be like, "You'll always be," and that sounds weird, but yeah, it was good shit.
Darien gets a hernia to Mariah Carey.
That'd be amazing and awful. Yeah, but that's one of the songs from the childhood that really brings me back to the crushed Doritos. No one could play pool, but the pool table was there, and you brought all the kids downstairs, but no one could touch the pool table and shit.
Yep.
Yeah, my aunt Pam, she lived out in the burbs, and also for now I'm talking about Pam. I remember being in her wedding and having no prior knowledge of who this woman was before I met her, before I was in the wedding. I just remember like just one day, I just remember waking up one day, everyone putting me inside of a weird suit and like a full on white velvet suit with a fucking green bow tie and saying, "You're ring bearer." I'm like, for who?
Well, that's beautiful though.
No, it is. No, I'm not knocking it. It was a very nice time. It was my first wedding that I remember, but I just remember being like, who is this woman? Why am I being forced to walk down this fucking thing? I was like, go, and I'm like, why am I here? And then years later, I'm listening to fucking "Always Be My Baby" in Pam's basement. So that's mine. Bird, what's yours?
Darren, you like roller skating?
After doing it at your kid's birthday party a few years ago,
that was the first time you roller skated
in like 20 years. So I'm gonna say that I like the idea of it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do what? I forget who sings that song. I got a brand new pair of roller skates.
I don't know that one. Who did that?
Some like country gal from the fucking 80s or 70s or some shit.
That's my song.
That's it.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my
god. Yo, all right. Gary Newman Cars.
Ooh, damn.
You ever hear that one, Darien?
No.
Okay, another old song, probably 79-ish. But same thing where I like in that part of my life, I lived at the roller rink. Like I learned about rap music at the roller rink, but like most music, my introduction then was the roller rink. You know, that was like when I first started hearing music outside of what my mom would play in the house or my uncle would play in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And Gary Newman Cars, whatever year that was, a summer, I was at the roller rink and my mom had to drop me off early. So I was like one of the first people in the rink, and they had the back door open. So like the sun was coming in, the air was blowing in, and nobody else was there, and that song was bumping, and I was just skating around the rink by myself.
Mm.
And every time I hear that song, I just think roller skating. I don't know how many other people do, but Gary Newman Cars is the roller skating jam to me because of that moment.
Mm.
And I had some dope ass skates, man. I had some like silver and maroon sparkle laces with lights on the bottom, and
Jesus.
some like red cryptos and shit.
Bird was
I
deep
was
in it.
serious about roller skating.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a roller skating crew?
Oh man, when I say I lived at the rink, I lived at the roller rink at that point in my life.
Mm.
You know, yeah, man, that was like the first place I ever took acid.
Hell yeah.
It's fucked up, but that's true. And I was really young, and I didn't know I was taking it. A girl just said, "Close your eyes and open your mouth," and I thought she was gonna kiss me. I was like, "Hell yeah!" And she gave me acid. And
oh no,
my
man,
friend's
I'm sorry.
my friend's mom didn't pick us up, so we literally roller skated home, like miles.
Were you
home.
with that girl?
Nah. I
No,
couldn't tell you even who that is. I don't
Bird
even
lost her minutes later.
Oh my God.
I mean, man, I was young, man. I was like, I don't know, 13 or 14.
Fuck.
But like I roller skated all the way home, and let me tell you, roller skating home on the streets when you're supposed to be not out after curfew on acid is a pretty amazing experience.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, the 80s were wild.
And I hear Gary Newman Cars, like
Yeah, it's still going the whole ride home.
still going, man.
Hell yeah.
But like I don't know where all this was going with it, but I'm just thinking of songs that bring me back to a moment.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, that's good. Hell yeah. Sam, what's your next one?
My next one is it. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but it makes me think. There's two buddies that I lost from when I was a teenager that really made an impact on my life, my musical taste, just how I live as a person. And they're both, no longer with us. Rest in peace, Robert and Dennis Smalley.
Yeah, man.
But the song is Journey to the End of the East Bay by Rancid. And I don't know if you know Rancid, but the bass player, Matt Freeman, is fucking sick. And the beginning of the song is just a fucking rolling, and whenever I just hear that bass line start, I start to tear up just because I think of all of us in the back of the car, smoking weed, listening to Streetlight Manifesto, and then fucking Biggie Smalls, and then fucking Rancid. And then that's like the memories I get from hearing this song specifically out of, all of that stuff from, they all remind me of that, but like that song, I tear up every single fucking time, And that one just goes out to a couple of the homies from teenage days, getting into punk rock shows, and I don't know, we put together a punk band in a day because a guy, Cheap Thrills, the venue, we're at a skate park, and the guy's like, "Hey, are you guys in a band?" And we're like, yeah, we're in a band. And then we put it together in a fucking day, played a show that night, played 4 fucking songs, man. That was my, my stage debut. So I think of that type of shit, because Robert was my diehard bass player. He played in 2 bands with me. So yeah,
Miss Rob. Word, dude. I'm thinking about Rob. My next song is called, and this is Childish Gambino song. But this is from the project that he dropped on March 15th, in 2020, right at the fucking start of the pandemic. And the song's called 35.31. So it just means that he didn't bother to name any of the songs. He didn't even name the album. He's put the date on it.
I like that.
It's dope. There's no art. There's no nothing. You just have the music, and it's fucking beautiful. But this song in particular I don't want to sing it, but if y'all listen to it, like it's the most upbeat.
Well, it'll be on the playlist. So
You got to be a playlist. But yeah, fuck off. Yes, yeah, that'd be good. But I just remember being like, it's the start of the pandemic. Everything is up in the fucking air. People are dying. We're all trapped inside. And then he just like, and I remember that same day, maybe was it like Flogging Molly had done a live stream, and they put it together pretty quick, and they were doing like, we're doing a charity thing, we're also getting paid, but but then they did that, and I remember sitting down and watching, like, that's cool, that's tight. And then there was like, also Childish Gambino dropped the whole album. I was like, fucking excuse me.
let's hop over and do that.
Yes, how it is. I pull it up, and the song just radiates fucking sunlight. And I just remember like that song, which was played like over fucking 400 times over the past year, but it reminds me of being like, it didn't make me feel like everything was going to be okay, but it definitely was like it helped me through little moments when things were especially rough. And whenever it comes up, even just like, I'll put on just like a random playlist, and I'll forget that I'll throw it on there, and I'm just going to start dancing. Like, I'll be sliding on the floor while I'm like making food and just doing.
Well, and I think it's beautiful that he didn't put a graphic with it. He didn't put a title on it. He's just letting the words that he put out there speak for themselves, and like, you can interpret that, and there's nothing else. You can't take it at face value. You can't judge the book by its cover. You listen to what the dude's got to fucking say, and that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah, dude, it was so dope. I just remember being like, I'm really happy that this happened, and being really and when being able to go back to and be like, remembering like, I'm feeling low. Another song. Let's put on this specific song, because I know I'm gonna be okay after it's all done. Yeah, so that's mine. Yeah, Bird, what's your next one?
I'm gonna go with the Beatles. Dear Prudence.
Nice.
My mom always played the Beatles in the house when I was a kid. Like, she would play Elvis too, but I could never fuck with Elvis. I don't know why, it just wasn't my shit. But I like the Beatles.
Yeah.
And it's very, like, it always brings me back. But the reason I picked this song is when Idea did the Oliver Hart tour, I DJ'd for him on that tour, and I tour managed it. But I would DJ for him every night. And that tour, I don't know if around that time, he was really, really into the White Album. And I would be in the van with him and Abilities. It'd be like our conversations about that record. So when we were doing this tour, Musab and Ali were on it with us, I think. But every night he said, "Hey, Bert, after the set, every night when we're done and we'll get ready to load out and the set's done and people just meeting fans and stuff, I want you to play Dear Prudence by the Beatles." So every single night, the closeout song after the set was Dear Prudence, and played it every single night of that tour. And now every time I hear that song, I think of that dude, and I think of that time, and I think of that tour. And it just always makes me, I mean, it's kind of like a mix of feeling like smiling, but then also feeling sad. And that song just, it's funny because it's like none of the rap songs and stuff, I mean, there's songs that make me think of things and think of tour moments, and like when Atmosphere does Flicker, it really makes me think of Mikey, for instance. But like Dear Prudence just makes me think of Idea, no matter what. And now it's even it's like, even if it's cover versions of the song and other people's versions of the song, it's just that song just makes me think of that dude, and the Beatles version in particular.
Sam, what's your final song?
My final song is from my favorite musical of all time, because I'm a musical fan, or I guess some, but Pure
nerd.
Yeah, I know. Pure Imagination by Gene Wilder from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
All right.
When he's singing, he takes a bite out of he drinks his tea from the flower that's in the shape of a cup, and then he eats the cup that's made out of candy, and like he's kicking the fucking beach balls that are in the, like, they look like gumdrops and shit. Like, I don't know, that scene is just so magical, and it just reminds me of my childhood. Like, I was gonna pick something from Mary Poppins, or like those, like, yes, Disney and cartoons remind me of my childhood, but like watching musicals with my mom, like those are like the movies I remembered like specifically because I
Mhm.
could name 50 Disney movies, but like Mary Poppins, fucking Willy Wonka, all that shit resonated I think a little bit more.
Mm.
And that song specifically, when they're walking, it's such a fucking magical scene. Seeing all the kids, like Augustus falls into the fucking river of chocolate because he's eating the shit, and then the Oompa Loompas, and like I don't know, it's a beautiful. And Gene Wilder's my dude, so I love him.
Hell yeah.
My kid's got his hair, so
Yeah. Oh my god. Fucking this big old curly hair, big ass head of smiles and love. Sorry, I just called your kid a big.
I mean, she does. She's got my fucking.
I know.
She's got my fucking huge dome, dude. But that's the song that I throw on like most playlists,
Mhm.
just to like even if it's like a hip hop one
Yeah,
or
just
like
throw
a
people
or
off.
like a I'm putting together like we're having like a loud garage party. I'm not doing that anymore. But
Oh,
like
please, that'd
bunch
be
of
great.
bunch of punk songs, and then that fucking comes on or something,
you
just
go.
to like throw people off and be
Yeah.
like, why the fuck you got this Willie? Because it's fucking beautiful. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Like, listen, if you're hating on this song, you're an asshole. Sit your ass down. It'll be done in 3 minutes and 45 seconds if we are lucky.
You get nothing.
You get fucking nothing, motherfucker. God. Anyway, my next song is it's called "Jump Off the Roof" by Vince Staples, and has Snow Allegra, who did the hook and the bridge towards the end of the song. I remember being at a turning point with a friend when that song happened, and it it just kind of set the mood in a way. It was just kind of like, well, this is fucking eerie.
But like, what do you mean, like a turning point with a friend?
It was just
to sour or better, or
it wasn't not even so much sour. It was just like the friendship was ending slowly.
Oh, okay.
And then that was just one where it was kind of like, this is. I think we're good. Like after we got out of the car, it just things weren't the same anymore after that. And or not just out of the car. Like it was just nothing came to a head. But you just know when you're just on the outs with anyone.
Yeah.
That song was happening where it was kind of where it just hit me. I was like, the dynamics changed. Things have changed. We're gonna move on.
Well, and that song like made you aware of the
no, it was
the final change of that relationship type of thing, or no?
No, it wasn't so much subject line because Vince Staples is a brilliant fucking brilliant musician, great lyricist, and not so much like the I think maybe like the chorus probably is like like the I don't like I've been doing the thing whenever we do these top fives where I try to sing or rap the song. I'm like, I'm gonna do a shit job of it, so just listen to the fucking
Come on, I'll
song.
beatbox, you do it.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
but the song itself is beautiful. It's very dark and melodic, and then anything Snow Allegra puts her voice on is like, I'm gonna listen to it. But she kind of comes in at the end with the bridge and just kills it. But it's very dark, and the hook fucking gets me every time. And Vince Staples is a fucking layered, incredible lyricist. And he just kind of comes in hard with it. So that's my final song, "Jump Off the Roof" by Vince Staples from the album Summer '06, which was like long awaited because he had was it Hell Can Wait, Bird? He had done that for a little bit. It was the one where he was in front of the trap house and the house was on fire and shit. But that project had come out, and then it had been like almost like he'd been touring off of that and doing festivals off that album for like a year and a half. And everybody's like, "All right, bro, what's next?" And he's like, I'm dropping Summer '06 randomly. Y'all enjoy, bye." And just put it out.
Well, word.
Yeah.
I'm excited to tune in.
Yeah, man.
I don't know it.
I pray to God because I need it. No, sorry. Yeah. Bert, what's your final song? Oh my God.
Hey, so this ain't the final song, but I figured out the song that I played at the end of the night on the Atmosphere Europe tour was Grand Funk Railroad, "I'm Your Captain, Closer to Home."
Nice.
And I would play that to close out. It was a very long song. It's like 10 minutes or some shit. But like that would be the last song when we were packing up.
Nice. What was the song again?
It's Grand Funk Railroad. Closer. I am your captain. I'm your captain, closer to home.
I love that. I didn't find out about like Grand Funk Railroad until I started collecting records, and then once I started listening to their records, I realized like, oh, I know this band, but I never knew the name of them until I was collecting vinyl, because like one of their records, they're all cavemen, and I was just like, I bought it just based on the fucking cover, and then I was like, oh, I know this shit, sweet, okay, cool.
It's crazy how much like rock I think about, like how I heard so much of this rock music in like the 70s and 80s, and it's like because I lived in Chicago, and the one of the prime rock stations, the Loop, was in Chicago, and they played all that stuff. And like when I think about all them records, I'm like, oh yeah, I heard that on the radio. It was like on the Loop in Chicago, like so like some of them what could be classic rock records.
Did you ever get into any blues in Chicago? Because Chicago's
Yeah,
like huge on blues, man. And I'm
yeah,
a huge blues guy, and I mean Chicago blues specifically, just because I like the horns, and they always brought that with them.
man. There was in Chicago, there was this street, Maxwell Street, where we used to always go and buy stuff, and they would also have Polishes and stuff. But there was a old school bus there, and they would sell all these rare uh blues, like records, and like on cassette and live performances. You can get so much rare stuff from them. And then when they kind of gentrified or took over that area, I don't know if the university bought it or what happened. It was after I moved away from Chicago, but
Right.
I remember reading one time when I was there, like people trying to find these guys that had this bus, because like there was so much blues history they had,
Well, and that's the hard shit to find now for like, because there's like a huge community in the vinyl collecting community that just collect either jazz or blues. So like a lot of that shit's extremely rare, and people like go nuts for it. Like that underground Chicago shit, like people will shit their pants over that. Like, I don't know. I'm a big blues guy, so I get down with the Chicago blues. So I'm happy that you were aware of that scene going down in the area at the time.
I mean, man, there was like, my grandfather would listen to some blues. I mean, he was more Johnny Cash, but he would play some blues stuff.
Okay.
It's just kind of funny where you look at different paths in your life and who introduced you to certain kinds of music.
Yep.
And it's funny, like some of the blues stuff. It's funny now to think about, but introduced to certain artists through like the Blues Brothers movie and shit.
Yeah. Well, and that's how I learned about John Lee Hooker and
yeah.
Yeah.
And just like that whole scene, man, and like coming off of that, and oh man, Buddy Guy, his venue was right by where I went to Columbia College. So like they would have all kinds of people playing there when I was in college.
That's so fucking insane.
Man, I don't know what to do for the last song. I feel like the build up to the fifth song, like I was thinking of doing George Clinton Atomic Dog, just how much it reminded me of this dope ass boombox I had. So I could go George Clinton Atomic Dog. I tell you, the song that made me want to tour though was Bob Seger, Turn the Page. And I can remember the exact moment I heard it in my mom's car, and I was on Sheridan Road in Waukegan by Bowen Park at this stoplight that would go up to this area of Waukegan called Buckley Hills, and there's a country club across the street. We were on our way to the roller rink. And that song was on the radio, and I just like, I listened to it and I'm like, man, that like, I want to go on tour. Like I want to be in that kind of lifestyle. And when you listen to the lyrics now, it's like not necessarily the greatest story in some ways, but like it really, that song like really made me want to do, the touring side of things, like it's just like certain songs, like how, I think about like Run DMC and going to Fresh Fest and what that did. And then I heard the Turn the Page song before that, and I was like, man, I want to do that.
Yeah.
But then I had this whole thing like, I'm going to be a drummer, and my mom's like, nah, you're playing the clarinet. And I'm just like, shit. So like being a rock star, like clarinet player, like it just wasn't going to work out, so.
Not unless you're in like the band Hocus Pocus or whatever. I think
But like, I just like, that song made me want to tour, I used to play that shit in the van when I first started touring, like with Sage and Atmosphere. I used to always play that song. Like it was like, I would be like burnt out and really tired because like driving, selling merch, touring, and we'd like, hey, can we do 20 shows in a row? And I was just like tired, and I would just play that song to kind of get me back like to why I'm doing what I'm doing, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. To harken back into our conversation about passion and everything is like as we're hitting 2 hours. But
Yeah,
but
Bird, you're officially the longest
longest
episode we've had, which
yeah,
is
man.
fucking great. That's what we were
Just
shooting
edit
for.
that shit down to 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll
we'll
do that, buddy.
Bird, you will get to sign off on this. But harkening back to our conversation, our very short conversation about ambition, and passion and hard work and everything, and then going back to resilience is like you will lose your passion at some point while you're putting in the work, and it's all about like finding or having little moments that remind you why you do what you do, why you want to do what you do, or why you want to go where you're trying to go.
Well, and your passions can change.
For sure. But like even as they're changing, even as they're growing, even as you're kind of discovering what you want to do, it's like you are going to hit a moment where you're like, oh God, why?
Right.
Like what possessed me to do this? And then maybe you'll have a moment. Sometimes it's a song, sometimes it's a moment, sometimes it's somebody saying something, sometimes it's a moment of fucking kindness, or just a really cool moment happening, and you're like, well, that was fucking dope, and now I know why I'm doing this again. All right, cool. No, let's fucking go. I'm good. Let's go. And yeah, that's cool. Bert, what was the name of that song? You said it really fast earlier, and I didn't. The Bob Seger one.
Turn the page.
Turn the fucking page. Goddamn right.
When you hear it, Darren, you'll know that song for
I
sure.
probably won't, and that's fine.
You probably won't.
Anyway, Bird.
Yeah, I definitely aged myself on this podcast.
Oh, you did a lot, yeah,
dude. I know, but
yeah.
to like, I didn't want to cut you off before, but when I was a kid, before I ever went to Weird Al, my dad was up for getting tickets to go see Bob Seger when I was like 7 or some shit, and it was like you go in. I think it was at a fucking Kohl's or some shit, and I don't know if they had a ticket thing there, but like you pick to see who like. You get to pick to see who gets to get their or like buy their seats first or whatever.
Mhm.
And I picked, and my dad got to go first, and he got like second row seats to this Bob Seger show. And so he always like, commended me for that. And I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. Now I do,
dude.
but that was my first understanding of Bob Seger, was that I got my dad to go and see him second row. So
buying
hell yeah.
Yeah,
ticketing must have been a fucking monster back in the fucking day, man. I couldn't imagine.
I mean, if you pick
Hey,
it from
you
a
would
fucking
line up.
yeah,
You would line up.
Yeah,
Like I can remember like the first like Lollapalooza and like you would sleep overnight.
Mm.
And then the thing is a lot of times they would do it as a lottery, but back then you had a chance of being in the front row.
Yeah.
Right.
Not now. Like, I mean, it's like, now with the hustle of all of it, you're either going to pay for it or know somebody. For the most part, you're not randomly going to get it.
Yeah. I guess when I was talking about it, I meant like just us being on the facilitation side of it. Just just to deal with that shit. Like, I was like, no, if you and I were back in the 70s or 80s, I would just be like, why are we even doing this, homie? Well, no, absolutely not. Like, no, that person has a gun. I don't want to be dealing with this dude at the fucking the ticketing situation. I don't know.
But like when it comes to like some like, I don't know, we don't need to get into a full like thing about concerts back in the day, but my dad,
but we should eventually.
But like my dad's buddy, he told me that back in the day, like he had an opportunity to get like tickets through a lottery to go see, I don't know if it was a lottery system, but to go see Led Zeppelin.
Mm-hmm.
And it was either he spends his money on that or a really good bag of weed. And then he went and bought the really good bag of weed because he's like, they'll come back to town. They haven't toured since.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as like with John Bonham, they haven't like that was the last tour with John Bonham in like 1980 or whatever. So fucking missed out on that shit over a bag of weed that he could have bought, a day later or some shit.
If you bought the fucking tickets, and you go to a Zeppelin show, especially back then.
Yeah, you'll have weed there.
There's a good chance you'll find some weed. Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, that's why like when you get a chance to see a show, you just got to do it because you never know. You never know. Like you talk about the Led Zeppelin, like, man, I was in New York for New Music Seminar, and one of my favorite rap groups that was just obscure was Ultramagnetic MCs.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved this group. Like I had loved Kool Keith and like Ultra, but they never did shows. So I'm in this and I get handed a flyer that they're doing this small club, like the Muse or something in New York. I had a VIP pass front row balcony for Nirvana at Roseland,
fuck.
and I didn't go to this Ultra show, and then they never showed up to play.
Whoa.
So I didn't see Ultra, and then I never got to see Nirvana. And when you read certain books, that show is brought up a lot as a famous show because like there was like stories about Kurt Cobain ODing and still playing, and I don't know all the details of it, but like to think that I could have had this dope ass seat. I still have the laminate somewhere. That I could have seen Nirvana, and I didn't. And then the show I went to, they didn't even show up. And then years later, I was on a show that I was playing, and Ultramagnetic was playing in Chicago at the Oak Theater. And I asked Seji backstage, he was standing next to Cool Keith. I'm like, yo, man, I've always wanted to see you live. I was fanning out and stoked. And I'm like, man, I went to see you guys at the show in New York. And it was like during the music summer at the Muse. And I stood there all night waiting. You guys never played or showed up. And no one said, why? Why didn't you guys play that night? He's like, oh, man, we just didn't feel like going to the club.
I thought you were going.
And I'm like, what? I thought you were like, I missed Nirvana for this night. Like there was like 20 great shows that night. Like it was like new music set. Like it was like when South by Southwest was like, what are you gonna go?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say they went to go see Nirvana.
Maybe.
That's where we were at, man.
Oh my god. Amazing. Yeah. Do you have anything you want to plug, sir? You excellent human.
I mean, I don't really. You can follow me on social media if you want.
Okay, we'll put his stuff in the show notes. Thank you.
Don't check me out, man. I love the gram. Gram.
Yeah,
I make a playlist.
Yeah, what's the name of your playlist?
It's called Darien, Washington 320469.
Oh, fuck you! All right.
No, man. I do attempt to do a playlist. I used to do it weekly. Now it's more bi-weekly, but it's called 13. It's only on Spotify. It's 13 tracks that I try to do on a regular basis, and could be whatever. Like there's no method to it. It's just songs I'm listening to at that moment.
Yeah, sometimes it's Baby Shark, sometimes it's Gangsta's Paradise.
It's never Baby Shark, man. Like Ruby had that song in my head today, dude.
Yeah. Well, I've been tuning in, and I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it's been good.
Oh yeah.
You're enjoying Baby Shark?
No, your playlist, yo.
I was like, man.
Hell yeah.
Daddy Shark, do.
All right, thank you for joining us. If you want to submit any questions or topics, head to bit.ly/FFW grab bags. If you want some objective commentary about some phobias, weird stories, low stakes drama, we would like to have some fun with that. Make sure you rate and subscribe to Food for Worms podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcast. Remember, you can be anywhere, but you're here with us, and we appreciate the shit out of you for spending time. Tell your people that you love them, and if you're thinking about someone, let them know.
Give him a hug. This has been Food for Worms.
Yeah.
I love you, Darien.
Sam, I love you first.
Bird, thank you so much for being here, buddy.
Hey, Bird, I love you.
All good, dog. All good. DJ Dungeons and Dragons, Darien, Washington.
Sure. I finally got that fucking Goku hoodie that I was waiting 5 months for today.
Worms Podcast is a Kiss Kiss Gang Gang production.
It is recorded and mixed by Sam Sarver.
Executive producers are Darien Washington and Samuel David Sarver.
I don't know why we're talking like this. Theme music is by Muffins by Dresden the Flamingo.
Find us wherever you get your podcasts and hit us up at foodforwormspodcast@gmail.com
for submissions and inquiries.
Or stupid questions.
Yeah, we're getting our lunch money back from our school bullies.
What?